in this video we're going to be talking about the SimLab triple monitor mount, and it's the 75 by 100 version in black. So let's get into it. Okay, welcome back. So I've put together this quick video because there's no instructions that come with this monitor mount, and I think now that I've built this once, you can get this done within an hour really easily. It took me a little bit longer to do mine, obviously having to figure out how to do it, some cheats and ways to make it more secure and to stop the monitors from moving around, but it's going to be more than adequate for getting you up to speed and getting the job done quickly. So I think that you should be able to, with mounting your monitors on as well. I had a little bit of problem with mine because on the back of the monitor, how the plate mounted, which came from SimLab, which is square at a 90 degrees angle, mine needed to be with an angle on. So I had to make some adaptations to mine with some washers, but without having to do all that, I should think that most other monitors come with a square back on, so you don't have to worry about that. These BenQ ones were a bit funny, I think. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into the build and the quick tips to get this job done for you. Okay, let's go. Right, okay, so let's get straight into this topic. So first thing you're going to want to do is get all of your items out of the packaging and laid out onto a desk. Now this is just the best way to make sure that you've got all the parts out and make things easier for you to find them. It takes you about 5 minutes to do, but makes everything else so much easier. Now the little tabs that push into the channels to help you connect the parts, there's two different sizes, so as you're working through the bits, make sure that you sort the two different sizes out and put them into their associated piles. Now when you're wanting to put them into the profile, you just sort of push them in, or you can slide them in from the end, and to help you move them along, just stick the Allen wrench into the hole and you can slide it up and down and get them into a rough position as to where you want them. Then what you're going to want to do is not do what I've done in this image here, and I connected the two small pieces together. What you're wanting to do is one of the small pieces and one of the largest pieces that you'll find, which you'll see right here. So you've got the biggest box section length, and then the foot, basically the arm that comes off that. So otherwise you won't have enough height to be able to put your monitors on. And once you've got those two sections together, you're going to want to drop the feet in. I've put the feet on here at the bottom. I think I came in about 65 mil, something like that. And you're also going to want to connect or knock in the end caps. Again, this just makes it easier to do it now than trying to do it later on. So once you've got these in and you've got them in an L-shaped configuration, drop the feet in and put the plastic end caps on. And then once you're that, we're ready for attaching the arms. So make sure that you've got the plates and they're on top of each other and they line up through the holes and the slots either side. So you want the slots to face you on both sides. So on the left hand side you want it closest to you, and on the right hand side you want it closest to you. So make sure that you've got them in that orientation, and then we're good to go on to the next part, which will be assembling the cross member to the uprights. Now if you're on your own, this is one way to get around it. Put one of them on the floor and attach one side to it like this, get it nipped up so you know that it's in it, it's not going to move away from you. And I dropped the tape on here just so I could get both sides. I measured one side, got it to a position, then put a pencil mark on the other side so I could get it in the same position. This for me ended up being a measurement of 900 millimeters once I'd got all my monitors set up, so you may want to adjust it to that measurement rather than the one shown here. So now once we've got them both upright, you're going to want to slide the upright along a bit so that you've got some room on the back side, so that you can attach another bracket, which you'll see in a minute. And this is how the top monitor mounts onto there as well. So, you know, they're at 90 degrees to one another, and they use the smaller connectors. So now this is the most critical part. I was having trouble with the arms on the left and right hand side sagging. So what you're going to want to do is there won't be any of these spare if you've only bought the SimLab triple monitor mount. I had some left over because I'd also got the cockpit, but you're going to want one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side, and one underneath. And you will need to break a tab off on one of the sides to allow you to connect it in this way. But putting the one underneath stops the left and right hand side arms from sagging down when you attach your monitors. So this was the problem that I had, and I probably spent a good couple of hours messing around trying to get things level, and it just wouldn't line up. As soon as I put that extra bracket underneath the cross member, it just solved everything. So make sure that you put that one underneath, get them roughly in the right position, and when you've got that one underneath, when you're tightening them up, you're going to want to drop a spirit level on the arms that are coming away from you, so that you can make sure that when you tighten them up, you're tightening them up so that those side pieces are level. And if you do that, when you mount your monitors on, you should be almost good to go. So hopefully, if you follow these, you should be up and running in no time. Okay, hopefully you found that informative, and if you did, or you've got any questions, drop them in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one.